Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back, Dizzy Blonde. We're still stuck in traffic. Yep, we're coming from the road from the, well, it's difficult to give you a bearing, but to the left-hand side is the Old Town. That's Kennedy Square, okay? That's the set of green traffic lights, so we're going to get through them very, very quickly before they change. There you go, they've changed. Especially for me, Miss Andrea, they've changed. This is the business area of Paphos, shall we say. This is where the municipality offices are and those kind of things. And more often than not, you find a man with a black Mercedes. I thought that was him then, by the way, who's pulled out, parked up on the double yellow lines, on the chevrons, across to a busy school, just down from a junction, just over there. And there's a geezer driving over there on the wrong side of the road, gone to shake hands with that girl, and no respect for anyone else in the car, no. He just crossed in front of traffic and drove the wrong way. See, this is Cyprus, rant over. You get to do whatever you want, whenever you want. Simple as that. There we are. Where are we going? Well, we're going somewhere to find a couple of cigars. That's where we're going. And it's not that easy to find a good cigar in Paphos. Most of the kiosks sell cigars, but they're either too short, too fat, not proper genuine cigars. So we're looking to find two decent cigars, because it's become a bit of a tradition now that Mr. Paul goes and sits with Mr. Chris. Who's Mr. Chris? Mr. Chris is the sponge man. So he sells sponges on the Gate of Paphos Promenade. So I tend to go down there sometime between 12 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 1 o'clock now, by the way, so I'm late today because I've been busy. But as a little treat for him, I buy him a cigar and I have one myself. Bad habit, I know, Miss Andrea, it's a bad habit, but it's more of a joke than anything else. But I do like to buy a proper cigar. So we're looking for a kiosk, and there's one or two of them, but unfortunately I'm buying them faster than they are restocking them. So we've got to keep going around looking for the certain kiosks that sell the certain cigars, and they're quorum cigars, and they are from Nicaragua. I can't say it. They're not from Cuba, they're Nicaraguan cigars. We've tried Cuban ones and we find them a bit, I don't know, what would be the word? I find them a bit too spicy, whereas these Nicaraguan ones we find a little bit sweet, is how we say it, and we like them. So those are the ones that we want. So we're hunting them down sometime in Paphos. So I'm going to go all the way along this road, and I'm in the middle of rush hour lunchtime. Yes, you heard me correctly. We have lush hour lush. Yes, we have lush. We have rush hour lunchtime. So we have rush. I'm dying now, by the way. So we have rush hour before lunch. Okay, when people are racing to go home for lunch, and then we have rush hour after lunch, where people are rushing to come back to work, and then we have rush hour going home. Okay, there we are. So in Paphos we have 3 rush hours, and yes, Lord Richie, I know that we're in Europe, and you know people don't stop for lunch and all those kind of things, but which part of Europe is Cyprus in? That's what you've got to ask yourself. Which part of Europe is Cyprus in? And what you'll find is none. No part of Cyprus is in Europe. The only part of Cyprus that's in Europe is the president's hand, and that hand is right in that till, and it's having a damn good look around to see just how much money it can get out of it. And that's one thing that Cypriots really, really are good at, by the way. You know, people say they're lazy. I don't think they're lazy, but people say they are, and they like to walk around in flip-flops. They do, and they walk around in flip-flops very, very well indeed. But one thing is for sure, they are very, very good at extrapolating that last cent out of you. So don't forget to bring a couple of extra euros with you if you come to holiday on Cyprus. Rant over. KPMG, they're over there. Euro Bank. So if you've got a bank and an account and an accountant and you want to do a bit of a fiddle, that could be the place for you. Definitely. And that kiosk there doesn't sell the cigars that we want. See, I'm giving you now a guided tour of the kiosk in and around downtown Paphos that sell the cigar that we want. Quorum cigars, that's the one we want, and it's the mid-size cigar, and it's about €5. Varies from €5.80 to about €6. Depends on how much they want to steal from you. That's the problem, isn't it? Now, what should we do here? We're in gridlock traffic, by the way. Gridlock. It's unbelievable, isn't it? And all these people are rushing to go home for lunch. And guess what? About 45 minutes later, they all rush to come back to work. I tell you, crazy, isn't it? But I remember it used to be like this in the UK. When I was a young boy, yes, I'm old, but when I was a young boy, I remember a lot of people used to do this. I remember my grandfather, he had a garage in a village called Coedpoeth, just outside Wrexham. And we lived in a village called Gwenamynydd, which is just outside Mold, in North Wales. That's where we are. And across the back lanes, it was probably about 9 miles, somewhere around there, 9 miles, so about 14 kilometres if you're watching from downtown Krakow and your name is Anna My Superstar, about 14 kilometres. And he used to go home for lunch and back to work. So that's the way it was. And he would give that Triumph Stag a bit of a thrashing on the way. He used to really enjoy giving it a good leathering along the back lanes from Coedpoeth to Gwenamynydd, and then Gwenamynydd to Coedpoeth, obviously on the way back. And then when he was coming home from work, you know, 5:30ish, he drove quite leisurely. But I tell you, in the summer holidays, I often used to go with him, and I'm a petrol head, whether you understand this or not, and the bellow coming out of the exhaust pipes on his V8 Triumph Stag, wow, it was a spectacular sound. Well, I thought it was anyway. I really, really loved that sound. And it used to echo off the hills and the fences and the walls, and something special about a V8 engine when you're racing around. The V6 is not bad. I'm in a V6, it's not bad, but you know, to be honest, we've got to get some more money in, because we've got to buy a V12. We need to guzzle that little bit more benzene. Well, not that little bit more, a lot more, shall we say. So on that note, if you're wondering how the channel is funded, well, it's all down to you guys, and we thank you, and we really, really do, truly thank you very, very much for watching us. We do. And but please, could you dig that a little bit deeper? Keep us afloat, keep the car serviced, keep the tyres in the car. How do you do it? Very, very simple. You click through to our About page, where you will find a little coffee icon, and it says buy me a coffee. You can hunt us in Google, just Google it, buy me a coffee, Marika and me, and of course you can choose to buy us a virtual coffee, or 2 or 3. And we thank you very, very much indeed. We truly, truly do, and it allows us to keep on going, making videos that hopefully 1 or 2 of our people want to watch. And you can also find us on YouTube itself, where you've got the like button, that's the thumbs up, the thumbs down, keep going across there. You've got shorts, you've got download, you've got a heart-shaped button with a little $sign in the middle. That's called the thanks button. Let's give it its correct title, the super thanks button. Hit that once or twice, and of course you can connect to us and send us a little bit of the old spondoolies. Lady Ali, Sir Neil, they like to do it. When I need a car wash, Lady Ali sends me some money. I'm only joking, Lady Ali, I'm only joking. And Phil and Sharon, that's Lady Sharon and Sir Phil, all the way down in Cornwall. Hopefully you're having a great, great day, by the way. They like to help us out now and again, keep us afloat. They understand that there is a cost involved with making YouTube videos, and at the moment it's our cost, and hopefully you will keep contributing to the channel and keeping us afloat. It's a spectacular day, by the way. If you're wondering about the weather, it really, really is. If your name's Miss Dawn, husband called Mr. Shaw, and of course that clever dog called Bobo, and that beauty of a cat called Miss Daisy. It's 32 degrees, and well, you've worked it out, we're in lunch hour, rush hour, so there we are. It's around about 3 minutes past 1, according to the clock in the old girl. And it's slowly starting to thin out now, isn't it? And I can imagine Dame Marishi's thinking now, hold on a minute, it's only 3 minutes past 1, yes, and everyone's racing home for lunch, yes. What time do they leave the office? Well, there you go. They finish before 1, that's for sure. And they'll be coming back well after 2, that's for sure. This is downtown Cyprus, and people like to close. I always say, when people open their businesses in Cyprus, maybe they're supposed to open at 9 o'clock. Let's say they're supposed to open at 9, to make it simple. They normally arrive at about 10 past, quarter past, 20 past 9, and begrudgingly open up. And then from about 10:30, they sit around thinking about frappe. And from about 11 o'clock, they think about closing for lunch. They start planning their lunch. It's true, I'm not joking. I'm similar, by the way. And then at about 20 to 1, you bugger off for lunch. And then, of course, you're supposed to open it up at 2 o'clock or somewhere around there, so get back for about 2:30 and you'll be all right. And, of course, 5 o'clock, well, let's get closed, shall we? It's time to go home again. There's a lot of beaching to do, a lot of cigar smoking to do. There's all those kind of things to do. This is where we're going, by the way, the Centro kiosk. I'm pretty sure that this kiosk sells my cigars. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, and perhaps I'm not. I'll keep going. We'll go to another kiosk up here, because there was nowhere to park, if you notice, and I don't want to walk, so walking just doesn't work. There's another kiosk just up here around the corner, Let's see if we can park. See, this problem at lunchtime, you see, you can't park because everyone's going to those kiosks to buy their cigars to go and sit with Mr. Chris. So let's see if this kiosk around here has got anything to park, should we say. We need to park because in Cyprus people don't want to walk. It's hot. You've got to understand it. It's hot. And I'm more local than a local. And in fairness, most Cypriots will walk 5 metres. Mr. Paul, no, 1 metre is more than enough. I was saying to Mr. Chris yesterday, I've got 2 electric scooters in the back of the car, and I think I'm going to park in the car park in the harbour, get the scooter out and ride across on the scooter to Mr. Chris. Because it's about 20 metres I've got to walk, and that's a long way in this heat, that's for sure. Anyway, I'm going to say thanks for watching. I am this time, I really am. And if you like what you see, well, I'll tell you what, you hit that like, click that subscribe, and perhaps come back a little bit more of Amanda's. You've got to be very, very careful, haven't you, and observant when you're driving complete and absolute gridlock traffic, because we don't want to have a bump, do we? No, we don't want to stand outside the road for 2 hours while we wait for the insurance people. We really, really don't want to do that. Oh my goodness, that car's just pulled off and left us a parking spot right outside. So bear with me while I nip into this kiosk. Here, I'm going to park on the pavement because that's how it's done in Cyprus. You park there. I'll leave you with that lovely view of those trees, and you can watch the red lights as they go red, green, red light. I'll leave the car running. If someone steals the car, well, it won't be me talking to you. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry for the delay there, guys. We're back now, and we have managed to buy a couple of these cigars, which are not too bad. These ones, these are Cuban, and these are about €6 each. Unfortunately, I've spent some more of my money. But if you want to buy us a cigar or two, there we go. That could be the one especially for you. So there's one for me, one for Mr. Chris. So guess where we're heading now? We're heading back down to the downtown gate of Paphos Harbour, because he was waving at me earlier on. He was expecting me to turn up and stop. I wonder if anyone's going to give us the courtesy now, letting us come off this pavement. No, absolutely not. You've got to wait for someone to have a car accident to be able to pull out in front of them. And then someone always comes careering out and just sticks themselves up your bottom. More often than not, they're in a BMW, Mr. Andy, but not today. This guy's in a Mazda. And there you go. If I was him, I'd have put my seatbelt on, because he hasn't got a seatbelt on, his passenger hasn't got the seatbelt on. Shows you the intelligence in their heads. Not a lot. There we go. I found very, very early on that you shouldn't race around that much, and to be honest, you should always be observant about what's around you, because next door to us is a silver estate Ford Focus, and if you look very carefully, you'll see that there's a cage front and back. So that gives me an idea that that could be a couple of gun barrows in blue, a couple of CID officers. They are out and about, but of course at this time of day, to be honest, all they're thinking about is lunching and frappeing. And yep, they've got 2 aerials as well, one at the front and one at the back. So that's that silver Focus. So the man with no seat belts on, to be honest, was quite lucky. Although it's not really CID's job, is it? I suppose that's what they'd say. It's not really our job. Anyway, where are we? probably one of the busiest streets in Paphos. This is where a lot of locals come shopping and a lot of locals live, and it's just down from the electricity office. Now we've got a man in a Toyota in a pickup stuck up the bottom. I tell you, everyone's in a big rush, you see, because it's lunching's time. Lunching. That's all they're thinking, lunching. Yum. Anyway, there we go. I want to say thanks for watching. If you like what you see, and I mean it, if you do, thanks very much, because I'm nuts, there's no doubt about that. Drop in the comments, do you think I need help? My father used to say I need help, my mother said I needed help, my grandmother said I'm going to take you and get you some help. That's for sure. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again very, very soon. Somewhere on a road in downtown Paphos, especially for you. If it's a special road that you want me to go down the wrong way or the right way, I don't care. Traffic lights, let me know. And that video will be coming especially for you very, very soon indeed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Where the hell are we anyway? Oh yeah, down the back of the Alpha Mega. That's it. I'm off in my cigar now. See ya.